Hi there. I'm so glad to see all of you today. We're talking about the third pillar in the 12 pillars of women's wealth and impact creation for women over 50. That third pillar is marketing. And we've previously talked about giving your customer what they want and what they need, because many people say versus what they need, but it's and what they need, right? Because as women, we want both. The other thing is really to define your avatar. And avatar is who your customer is, right? So who's our avatar? Who's our customer? And that's really, really important, because otherwise you're just throwing mud against a wall. And it's a reason that many businesses, many ideas, many visions die and fade, is because the people that own the company, the people that had the vision, never stopped for a moment to truly define their customer, to really say, who's my customer? Who am I marketing to? Who am I serving? And I think if you take the time to really define your avatar, to really know who your customer is, it will take you so far down the path of success that you will be amazed. And I think it's easier than you realize to truly define this customer or this avatar. I always think it comes down to three things. It's simply, who are they? What do they want? And why do they want it? So you'll see online millions of different ways to define your customer. And I think they're all good, right? So take what you can from each and every one of them. But because I'm like you and I'm a woman over 50, I don't always have a million hours every day to sit down and do everything. I also like things that are concise and simple, because they're easy for me to grasp, easy for me to implement, and then it makes it easy for me to serve you. And I think you like the same, right? Because you're my customer. You guys see how that works? So let's talk about that. So first of all, it's just, who's my customer, right? Who are they? And these are just simply demographics. So we might be defining, is it male or female? What's their age? Where do they live? How do they vote? How much money do they make? What's their race? Do they have kids? Do they have parents? All these things, these are our demographics. So the more information that you have about this customer, the better you will be able to use your product or service to serve them. And the easier your marketing becomes, the more you can really zero in and focus on that person. One of my former mentors, Dan Kennedy, he used to always say there's riches and niches. And I think that when you really talk about who is your customer, that really defines your niche. So there are riches and niches. So the further down you can get these people, the further you can narrow down who they are, the more likely you are to succeed in marketing your product or service to that person. And then people often think, oh my gosh, I can't do that because I'm going to narrow my market so it's going to be too little. I won't have enough people. I guarantee you will have enough. I promise you will have enough. Start with that very narrow audience. You can always grow it from there, right? So with W.I.N, and you think about the Women's Wealth and Impact Network for women over 50, now I'm giving you a lot of information right there, right? I am marketing to women who are over 50. I am marketing to women who are over 50 who would like to create wealth. And I'm marketing to women over 50 who'd like to create wealth and then also use that to create impact. So I'm giving you a lot of my demographic right there, right? From real estate, my demographic is always people in the mountains with luxury homes, people in the mountains with luxury homes that want to sell the luxury. So you really get down to who is my customer. And I don't really market outside of that because I have enough. And I want you to think about that, because we always feel like maybe there's not enough. But the further you can narrow that down, the more successful you will be in marketing your product and your service. The next thing is what? So these are our psychographics, right? So we already talked about our demographics. Now we're going to talk about our psychographics. And that's simply what? What do they want, right? The funny thing about what is, I always think, When we talk about what, people don't always know how to answer what they want. And simply, this is what keeps them up at night. So what gets them so upset that they can't sleep at night? What gets them so excited that they can't sleep at night? We're really dealing with emotions when we talk about psychographics. So it's what stirs the pot, right? Good or bad. It's not that complicated. It's just what makes them laugh, what makes them cry, what makes them think, what makes them feel, what problems do they need to solve, or what more really to the point is, what problems do you need to solve on their behalf with your product or service? So who are your demographics? What are your psychographics? And then last but not least is why. Why do they want you to solve their problem? Why do they want to feel? Why do they want to deal with these emotions? Why do they want a resolution? What problem does your product or service solve? So who are they? What keeps them up at night? And why do we need to solve those problems? And those problems may be good or bad problems, but every problem needs a solution, right? And that is where you come in. It was great to talk to all of you today. If you need further information about the psychographics, the demographics, etc., as always, we've got a PDF for you. It's right there in the download, so click on that and we will talk to you soon. I'm Karen Schaefer with Women's Win. I'll see you next time.